So earlier today, one of the president's staunchest supporters, Newt Gingrich, offered the commander-in-chief this advice for tonight. Watch.
My hope would be that he will sidestep Senators McCain and Flake. He's going to need both of them this fall in terms of the agenda. This is not a place to pick a fight, and I hope that he will be more presidential and less confrontational tonight. But, well, look, he is the president. He gets to do what he wants.
That is true. David Bossie, president of Citizens United, former deputy Trump campaign manager and a Fox News contributor. He was also rumored to be helping the Trump campaign try to find a potential primary challenger to Senator Jeff Flake in Arizona. So he's here tonight. We're going to ask him about all of that. Let me start. Good evening, David. Good to have you here.
Good evening. Thanks
tonight.
for having me.
Luckily, we're both not in the 107-degree temperatures in Arizona, so that makes us a little bit more comfortable this evening. So Newt Gingrich says don't go after Jeff Flake in this environment tonight. Don't go after John McCain. Flake, in fact, votes with you most of the time. John McCain didn't in the health care vote, but this is just not the place and the time. What do you think?
I think Newt's fundamentally correct, actually. I think that, you know, the president has a lot to talk about, and he's going to be excited to see this enormous turnout in Phoenix, Arizona. And it's going to be an uplifting rally, just as all of his rallies are. They were during the campaign, and they have been fantastic events since he's become president. So I think he has a lot to talk about and about his agenda. And one of the things that frustrates the president and frustrates me is that the president's agenda is not being executed in Congress and not being done in a quick manner. And I think that is what's really been showing. The Senator Flake thing is really about his book, and much more about that than the public policy debate.
Yeah, I mean, it is quite shocking, really, to have a sitting Republican senator write a lengthy missive about why he is so against the president in his own party.
Right, and I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
You know, as a conservative leader over the last 20, 25 years in Washington, D.C., Jeff Flake has just not been there for the conservative movement.
David, so are you supporting other people? I mean, you know, are you trying to get Kelly Ward to run against him? The president tweeted in favor of her.
Yeah.
She's very controversial. Is she somebody you want to run against Jeff Flake? And if not, who else?
Well, look, I think there are many people out in Arizona, members of the congressional delegation, former members of the congressional delegation, who easily could take on Jeff Flake. But what I was trying to say is that Jeff Flake makes himself in this book to be some conservative leader, and he fundamentally is not. And that's all I'm saying is Jeff Flake is somebody whose vote the president needs, who the president wants to work with and has wanted to work with up until this book. And I think that's really what has changed the dynamic. Yeah. And I think that's just an individual who has picked a fight with the president, not the other way around.
Well, we'll see where that goes. You know, there's obviously a lot of dissent on Capitol Hill among Republicans and between them and the president. And it starts at the top, apparently, according to this New York Times story about Mitch McConnell. Let me put up the quote from this story that came out just a short time ago. It says the relationship has disintegrated to the point that they have not spoken to each other in weeks. McConnell has privately expressed uncertainty that Mr. Trump will be able to salvage his administration. David.
Well, you know, I don't know who is saying that, but I can tell you that the White House is working closely, and their legislative team, Rick Dearborn, Mark Short, and a tremendous team of professionals at the White House are working closely with the House and Senate leadership on tax reform. And that's going to be the signature piece of legislation for this year if we can get it done. And by the way, Republicans were sent here to get tax reform done in the House and in the Senate and now in the White House. We have to get it done. Look at what the president's done. 1 million new jobs. The economy growing at 2.6%. The Dow and the markets are at all-time highs.
But David, you know, I know Mark Thies is going to say this, but let me jump in for 1 second. You know, they're going to say, look, he needs Dean Heller. He needs Jeff Flake. Now is not the moment to turn against these guys. What you need to do is add to the numbers of Republicans to make getting
Correct.
these things through easier.
And if we can get tax reform done this year, not next year, this year, which the Congress has to do, if we can get it done this year, we can win more seats next year. It becomes easier because the economy is ready to take off. Deregulation is taking a hold without tax reform. Look at what the economy is doing right now with the president's leadership. If we can just get tax reform and tax relief for the American people, for the hardworking American people, this economy is going to take off.
Is the president going to try to dethrone Jeff Flake from that Senate seat, and are you working on it? Yes or no? I got to go.
I think that that's yet to be seen.
All right. David, thank you. Good to see you.
Thanks for having me.